Welcome and a very good morning this Monday. Tribalism is no doubt one of the biggest problems afflicting this country, and many people are trying to solve the problem through different means and methods. But one man has decided to do what I would call unique, to walk across the country to spread the message of unity and to fight the cancer of tribalism. We're joined in the studio this morning by Jaffa Isaac, better known as previous presidential candidate who pulled out, but is now embarked on something that he hopes will win the battle that he could not win for presidency. Karibu bana Jaffa.
Asante.
Come a long way, right?
Yep, long way.
Yes. So tell us, what is this walk of my life all about, and what inspired you to take this route?
Walk of my life is about a message from an individual to my fellow Kenyans, individually, not in a group as such, so to speak. So I walk and come to people without preparing them, come to your house, come to your farm, come to your hospital, come to your school, and tell you, discuss with you what are the problems of this nation, which I personally believe that the problem, the key of the problem of this country is the tribalism. If we are able to fight this, and people shouldn't mistake, tribe is not a problem, the tribalism is the problem. People to understand that we've got to look at things differently, rather than what we were looking at before is Makali is my tribe, so I vote for him because he's my tribe, or Mutegi is my clan, those kind of things. And this one also, for Walk of My Life, came after I withdrew from the presidency. I campaigned for a year, and I realized that this country, the problem is not the leadership as many people think, because the leaders are made by the people. The government is made by the people. The parliament is created by the people. And if the person who employs staff into this building is wrong, then of course the staff he will bring in here will be totally not good enough.
Right.
What Kenyans are doing with their votes is not good enough. So it should not be blamed into, and when I said I'm running for president, I really thought the problem of this country is the established families, the Uhurus, the Rutos, the Railas. But I came to realize not. It's actually every individual has a responsibility, and we have hand in the problem of this nation. That is why I decided to walk, and probably you'll ask why I'm walking, is because if you walk you call for rallies, people will ask for free t-shirts, and they will ask for 200 shillings fare. So I decided, don't come to me, I will come to you, so that you cannot ask me for those kind of things. It will be a bit slightly, of course it's very difficult, but at least we can have one-on-one
When you
discussion.
go to them, are they interested?
Yeah, quite. Yeah, it depends on, there's difference between the rural and the urbaners. And in urban, people, especially in Nairobi, we've got too many opinions, extremely too many. That doesn't help this country. They've got their own opinions behind the computers. So they will ask questions about, why is your truck orange? Why are you not walking reverse? Why are you not walking to Kisumu or Moyale? So they've got too many opinions.
Okay, let's start from the basics. Somebody who hasn't heard about this Walk of My Life, hasn't heard about Jaffa Isaac, has not seen your truck somewhere.
Yes.
Give us the fundamentals of what you're doing.
Okay.
When did you start? Where are you going? How far have you gone? Where are you going to?
I started from Mombasa. The campaign is about collecting signatures. I'm collecting 2.5 million signatures to declare tribalism a national disaster through the parliament, so we can deal with it, knowing that this is the problem. It's not only declaring as a national disaster, we also want to use the same signatures so we can legislate civic education to go back to the school curriculum, all the way from secondary school to the university level. People must understand, the children, the next generation must understand responsibilities and how to be a good citizen. We've worked there, and we covered a couple of counties. We are currently in Nairobi, just finished on Saturday in Nairobi, now entering the Kiambu County. We've collected 1.1 million signatures up to now. We still have a couple of 1.4 million left. We'll keep going. We've got a long way to go. So phase 2 started from Nairobi on Saturday, Uhuru Park Freedom Corner. it will cover about 13 counties to Marsabit County. We'll go to the border of the town called Moyale, which me and Butegi, we know it very well. I'll end it there. And by the way, that is the town I'm also born in. It's originally my town. So, and you know what's happening in that town. It's tribalism between the Boranas and the Gabras and the Burjis. As a son who is born in that town, I want to tell them that this tribalism will not help you guys. This town is totally finished. So you've got to think. And then after that, I will plan the phase 3, which I've not decided yet. Best, obviously, it's very difficult and very expensive to the campaign to be run. So that's why we go first.
Are you going to cover all the counties?
Yes.
All the counties?
Not even counties, actually. I'm planning to cover every village. Almost every village. I want to have that feeling. It may take me 4 years, it may take me 5 years, I don't know. So
you want 2.5 million signatures?
Yes.
To use them for legislation?
Yes, to declare tribalism a national disaster. And many Kenyans...
Why 2.5? Not 5 million, if you are covering the whole country.
I will continue getting more, but my minimum I've targeted 2.5 million. So we can even go 10 million.
There's no legal threshold.
I think there is a legal number of the signatories that's required in Parliament. But for me, I thought let every Kenyan at least come on board. Those who want to come on board, even if it's 10 million signatures, it does no harm. Okay. Although it's very expensive because of the material to collect 10 million signatures.
Now talk about money. You said the thing is expensive.
Yes.
How are you financing it?
It's a good question. First, this country and Africa generally, when you want to do something for this nation, the first thing Kenyans do is to write very beautiful proposal and send it to Western countries. The same Western countries that we say they interfere with the affairs of our country. I've lived in UK for 12 years. When you want to do something for the community, you will always spare this cup of tea. Makali, you spare something, I spare something, somebody else. So I've built this truck. The truck costed me about 10 million shillings. This truck that you saw, my brother, it has an office inside, it has a reception area inside, it has 10 cameras that is live stream from my truck. Whatever I do, it will be live, unless there's no internet in the area, I will be. It has a kitchen, it has a stage, it has somewhere in the tent that we sleep. It has 2,000 liter of water that can survive my team, who are 14 in the truck, for 14 days in case we're in the desert where there's no water. I'm totally armed. I have my own power. That's when I come to the village, that floodlight like this ones, where I light the whole village and tell them, if you change your mind, you'll be like this every day. If you change your attitude, this is what you'll have. It was also connected with a 60-inch TV, where we show the documentaries about. We currently been showing my own documentary, that the one I worked from Mombasa to Nairobi. We are also watching the Kenya burning. We're also showing Kenya burning. We're showing the Rwanda problem, what happened, and all this. We show people to understand it has already happened in a way in Kenya, but if you don't be careful, it will go in the biggest is coming. And the only person who will stop it is me and you. And the same truck, as I said, it has my own private office, and then it has the front office, and then kitchen, obviously, and shower. We have everything that is in
14
there.
people is a lot.
14 people, but that is a semi-trailer that is 40 feet. And also, because I built it, by the way, in my own property. I'm the one, I was the designer of it, and I was the engineer as well. Because why I came up with the truck is because the first work we did was a bit difficult in terms of doing the tent and so all this. So I came up with all these things, and it's quite enjoyable but difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are there. We'll keep going.
So where's the work?
Where is the money?
Where is the money? As I said, first I funded it myself, personally. This is to show Kenyans take responsibility. Don't wait for America to do it for you. There's this conspiracy theories that people say the West, because Makali is my friend, or the ambassador of where is my friend, that they nobody. The only money that came in there was from Swiss ambassador, who is a very good friend of mine. He donated 1.1 million shillings, and currently I've used about 14 million shillings. 1.1 from Swiss ambassador. I was also given Kenyan fundraised for us 530,000 in 2 weeks in Nairobi. There's somebody who said I should not mention his name, one of the leaders in this country, came to my truck and gave me 300,000 shillings. That is the funding we've got up to now.
Yeah.
We will continue fundraising. The Kenyans take responsibility. I know it's something that has not been done. You know, the campaign asking you for 50 shillings. They used the campaign of giving you 50 shillings. I'm trying to tell them this is a campaign that you pay 50 shillings, you will not be paid. And if we get it right, Kenyans must go, like I know you ran for senator.
Yeah.
Then next time I want to teach them, you see, this campaign we did it. Give Magali 50 shillings so that he can be your president or your MP or Mutegi.
Yeah.
Kenyans must come back, because where I lived in the UK, people pay for a campaign. They are not paid.
They believe in something.
They believe in something.
Of course, they support it.
I've been accused for the last 7 days by some status quo, as you normally know, saying that I'm collecting money. They don't look at the message. They don't look at the 10 million I've used myself. They don't look at me working and leaving my children who are young. They look at 100 shillings given by Macaulay is become bigger. But this is not from the general public. This is from the same people who are benefiting from the tribal alliances that they've been running all through.
Yeah.
So if you have a truck, what is the walking? Macaulay was asking.
So where's the walk?
So
Okay.
yes,
and why I decided to come up with a walk again is when I go into this truck, Kenyans, we've been programmed that when this 10 million truck pull in front of your house, you'll be rich that day. So what I do is, first, it helps me when I walk. Remember when we walked from Mombasa and in the middle, I came to a village, a Maasai village. The Maasai community, the way they live, there is this woman who is the eldest in the family. She came and she said, "Why are you guys walking? Why? And you have a car behind you. Why are you walking?"
Yeah.
I said, "Because I want to come to the lowest level that Kenyans are actually walking. They don't have cars.
Yes.
So I sweat like you. I'm tired like you. I want to sit down with you so we can share, not to see up there. See me down here. Let's be
Is there a
together."
point at which you actually do the walking?
No, I do every inch the actual walk.
In
fact,
the truck just
the
goes
truck
on with
behind me,
infrastructure.
and we have a police 99
Yes.
in front of me. And I remember also when we went to Savo West, Savo area,
Yeah.
the Savo West gate, the police, the KWS said, "I can't walk." And I said, "Look, walk means walk. Whether I'm seen by Kenyans or I'm not proving anything to anyone. It's a dear idea I've decided.
Okay.
I'm satisfying myself, so
When-
I will walk every inch."
Jaffa, when do you expect the walk to be concluded?
As I said again, it depends. For me, health-wise, I'm very okay. And you know, I was in the army before, so walking is not a problem to me.
Yeah.
It's not only just walk again. Some areas is quite populated, so the population is very big.
Yeah.
But main challenge is the finance. So if we get a proper finance from, which I still believe, we'll continue working with the Kenyan people to send us, through our pay bill number, to send us the support.
Yeah.
If we get it properly.
How much do you need to conclude the walk? By when?
The phase 2 and 3 will take us about 21 million shillings. That will be Moyale, and then if we choose not to go to Mandera, which we are thinking, because of the problem that's happening in Mandera and Wajir, it will comfortably cover from Nairobi to all the Rift Valley areas and part of the Western. That is phase 3 and 2. That one, 21 million shillings.
Yeah.
And then another 21, the whole thing, because I'm trying to cut the budget down.
Yes.
The whole thing
Yeah.
can cost us, to finish every village in Kenya, not more than 60 million shillings.
Really?
I'm telling you, because I'm cutting that cost to the zero.
Okay, that looks like a low cost for the objective you've
Yes,
set.
yes.
But will it achieve the impact that one would expect, or you target to?
No,
to
this
achieve?
one, this 60 million shilling doesn't include the media advertisement, which probably as we go along, depending on the funding, will come into. If you add the media advert, so the Kenyan can keep seeing it, will be more. Will be probably 100 and something million. But we have not cut it for media advert or the whatever. But this is just actual work. Cook for people, because we have like 61 people.
Your team and the fuel and the
we
infrastructure.
have 14 permanent. in the campaign.
Yeah.
And every town we come, we've got volunteers who we have to cook for them. By the way, we've got musicians who really came up for free, and they sing and they do their own stuff.
Yeah.
But we only cook for them, and we give them the transport, those kind of. So it still is expense. We're not paying, but it's at expense.
Okay, let's look at it this way. Whom have you approached for support, and what was the response like? This looks like a worthy cause.
Yes.
Are Kenyans enthusiastic about it? Are they jumping on to support you? Doesn't seem to be the case. What is your
actually
perspective?
It's constantly contrary.
Yeah.
When you meet Kenyans on the street and they come themselves,
Yeah.
and they come and say, how can I support? I remember there was somebody inboxed me about a week ago, and he said, I am working for the government. I'll be able to spare 10,000 shillings. Where can I send it to?
Okay.
And then I send him the M-Pesa, the pay bill number.
Yeah.
These are Kenyans who are just coming themselves and saying, what can I do? And
Yes.
some are saying, I don't have money, but at least I can volunteer even washing the truck to, a week or so. So in terms of Kenyans liking it, it is totally, personally, I'm very impressed about it.
Yeah, let's talk about, okay, you talked about who has supported you. But let's look at whom did you ask for support? Did you go out to ask for support? Because this is a big budget thing. It
I know.
could have been bigger.
Yes.
It can be magnified. I
Yes.
mean, the money you need for publicity, the
Yes.
money you need to just roll out the campaign and
Yes.
broaden it
Yes.
is much more. So you're making do with what you got. But obviously you needed more.
Yes.
And what was the feedback? Response?
First, when you come to this country, people are used to very easy stuff, sitting behind the computers and writing things. When you come to somebody, and of course, I know many powerful people in this country, when we even have tea and say, Jaffa, are you sure you will walk? That is why I decided to fund myself from Mombasa to Nairobi, myself, to show that it is doable and we can do it. You remember the Jiga campaign, when it started, the people thought, oh, is this guy crazy?
Yeah.
Just simply because it's a very small part of Central have Jiga, so they all of us were going to fund.
Yeah.
And the guy got really a lot of problems at the time. Even today, the major problem that I am going through, every organization you come to, they do agree the message is the right one, but they are defeated already, that it will never end.
Yes.
So they feel there's no point of putting my money in. This is done. This
Is that
this
despair,
finished.
hopelessness?
There's hopelessness. So I'm not going to stop, because I know I go to organizations and I tell them, look, if you want your company to multiply the profit in a short time, you've got, first of all, change this attitude so this country can grow economically. So it is something in for you. Come in and we can do it. But the major challenge is that they believe tribalism will not end in Kenya, majority of people that is in positions.
Yeah.
But the general Kenyans are very interested. So those are the challenges.
Okay, let's...
So how impactful is
Yeah.
So when you go to the slums,
Yes.
do you make any change at all?
No.
When you live there, do you feel, fine, I've done a good job?
You see, if you like, for example, went to Kariobangi,
Yeah.
and we got 10,000 people in like seconds, and we didn't call nobody, and it's preaching to them, and they signed. We got 70,000 in 3 days. We stayed in Uruma and Kariobangi area. We got 70,000 signatures, and not only that, four young men, the locals, came up, helped us to collect the signatures, and also they fundraised 72,000 shillings from that slums. You see, somebody doesn't give their money if they don't believe in what is happening here. So it's not we gave them money, and if you go to my Facebook, and you'll find those pictures, a lot of pictures with a lot of people when I'm preaching to them.
Let's look at the manifestations of tribalism. Let's
Yes.
get to the nut of the issue.
Yes.
Okay, describe it. How big is it? How, you come from a minority community, the
Yes.
Gabre.
Yes, the Gabra.
The Gabra, one of the smallest communities in Kenya.
Yes.
You must have a sense of how tribalism bites. What is your experience that makes you want to do this work?
As a former soldier, first of all, I've been to former Yugoslavia. I've seen people dying because of many Kenyans, probably they've not gone out there here in Rwanda. But as a former soldier who know how this thing can go out very quickly.
You served in the Kenya Defense,
yes,
Kenya Army for
Kenya,
how long?
for 12 years.
Uh-huh.
I know it all. I really look at this country and what I see, and I said in this station, 2011, Kenya is heading to hell at a very high rate. Kenya is like a bus traveling at 200 kilometers per hour, and a driver on a very busy on a text message, 200 meters from a brick wall. The choice are the passengers to start telling the driver, stop the bus. As a minority, again, as you said, as coming from Gabra community living in a desert, Chalbi Desert mainly, and part of Moyale, I look at things and I say, probably I see it differently. We graduated 3 years ago from a simple pickpocket to a bomb on our street. The question I want Kenyans to ask themselves, what do you graduate to from a bomb on the street?
Yeah.
That answer, I leave it to them to answer themselves. If you look at the political class today, there's a very beautiful cartoon yesterday, I think on Nation, between Uhuru and Raila, and the base down there. It's a tribal base. If today you ask Uhuru Kenyatta, as the head of this state in this country, he makes a mistake and you say, Your Excellency, you made a mistake here. Every Kikuyu will hang you. If you tell Raila Odinga what you are doing, Your Excellency, is wrong, every Luo will slaughter you. Not because he's not wrong, he is wrong. Now as a minority, you look at Mandera, what is happening currently, and Wajir, what is happening currently. And the Muslim community, me as a Muslim, what is happening to us currently. Yes, the state is making a mistake in terms of profiling people. But what are the Muslims in Wajir doing to themselves? They are also profiling themselves. But the one state is doing more bitter than the one they are doing to themselves. At least the state is not killing. They are arresting you. They are killing in Wajir and in Mandera and in Moyale. So you look at all these small tribes coming together, they are doing a profiling themselves. Themselves to themselves. So everybody, you look at in a basket, everybody is a mistake by, they're doing a mistake one way or another. Again, as a Muslim, some thousands of years ago, Khalifa in Islam is a leader. Every Khalifa became corrupt. So old men came to this wise old man and they said, are we going to have a good Khalifa one day? And the wise old man said, no, we will never have a good Khalifa. And they were shocked and they said, why? He said, Khalifa doesn't come from heaven. Khalifa will come among ourselves. The problem is not to change the Khalifa. The problem is to change ourselves. The solution, sorry. We have to change ourselves. Kenya today is going through the same, that period of a couple of thousand years ago. Kenya is going through the same scenario. Kenyans, the solution is not to change the presidency. The solution is to change themselves. You go to Maralal or you go to Mandera, they segregate among the much smaller clans. When you come to Nairobi, you only blame it on Kikuyus and the Jaluos. But what you are doing, you think it is right. It's not right. You're also doing the same thing what the Kikuyus and the Jaluos are doing in Nairobi, because they're the majority in this country. So Kenyans, everybody has a mistake. It's everybody to accept. Don't bury your head in the sand. Don't live in a denial. Don't be defeated.
Obviously, you said the driver is not, the passengers are sitting and the driver, and the bus is hurtling at 200 kilometers per hour. Have you talked to the driver of this country?
Actually, that's what I'm trying to do. Who is the driver? First of all, who is the driver? That is a good question. Who is the driver? Many people may think that Uhuru Kenyatta is the driver today. No, I disagree with it. Driver is me and you. Those people who are driving that bus at 200 kilometers per hour, it's me and you. We are the one on text messages, me and you. That means stop it. You stop it. When you stop, I stop, he stops. Don't point your finger to Mutegi. Point the finger to yourself. Don't worry what Mutegi does. And I remember
somebody will tell you, you said you went to, is it Karubangi?
Yes.
And you had 70,000 shillings raised. You had 10,000 people within those, 2 days or 3 days. But tribalism manifests itself where there is competition for resources or something to share or grab. It does not manifest itself essentially where there's poverty, where there's nothing to fight for.
Now,
again, the battle, somebody will tell you, needs to be taken to where the opportunities are, where it is practiced. what would be your response?
My brother, let me tell you this. I think we've sent everything to these resources and resources. You remember when we were debating about Moyale, people, member of parliament seated here talking about the resources and grazing land. And I told you guys, if you overflow Marsabit, it's just thousands and thousands of acres with no human being.
Yeah.
Let's put the resources aside. What coincidence that all the Kikuyus are voting for one man? And what coincidence all the Luos are always voting for one man?
Because there is that resource they want. Leadership.
I disagree with it. But I'll tell you this.
If you remove anything contestable,
are you aware?
People will coexist very comfortably because
are you aware?
The condition and
are you aware?
Today,
95% of Kikuyus are suffering like any other Kenyan out there.
That's true. Because
now,
it's Katundu to heaven.
Yes. Exactly. It's Katundu to heaven.
Yes.
It's not. What I'm saying
it's burning for heaven.
You see, me and you, we know this town very well. If I go to the deputy president's office right now and knock the door, probably there is 90% chance it will be opened. A normal Kenyan coming even through that street, it's a problem.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to show Kenyans these so-called resources that you're talking about, the so-called resources. Which resources? Because these are for the gatekeepers. Like now, I'll take you back again to Marsabit County because we talked about Marsabit County quite a lot for so many, a couple of years. They said Borana and Gabra, they fought for resources. When we managed, after a long struggle, to get this ceasefire, the so-called gatekeepers from the both side, now they're giving each other contracts. But the Borana 95% are in the same place. Gabra's 95% are in the same place.
Yeah.
But so the resources, when you are saying what you are saying, the resources is fought. We are just the army. 95% are just the army, the foot soldiers. We fight for them. You get the point? But if you say the resources, what is the resources? You come to somebody, I want a good primary school around me. I need a good road network around me. I need work, you know, creation of jobs around me. This is resources. It doesn't happen in this country. So me and Wakali, we're in our suit. Wakali will tell all the lawyers to fight me. I will tell all the warriors to fight you. And then end of the day, whoever wins, if you win, you are the one take it all. And you go to America, take your children to America. The rest will continue suffering on the ground.
Yeah. There's a lot of feedback for your campaign, what you're doing. People think differently. Others support what you think, what you're doing. Somebody says somebody from Elwak Mandera says, you know, come back home. Charity begins at home. Come back, Mohammed. This is Hussein Mohammed from Elwak. Somebody says, no, this man is not doing any working, just raising money for himself. He never walked even for one step in the same course, just misusing media's publicity, just ignore him. Ibrahim Wache, that is somebody who thinks what you're doing is not useful. Somebody says, kudos, you are sure a Nobel laureate. Tribalism has almost become a terminal disease in Kenya, really, but I can see a light at the end of the tunnel. We need few men like you working, you know. Then he says, you know, what is the pay bill number? He wants to contribute to this. I'll ask you to give that. I mean, it's up to you whether they trust you or they don't. Then somebody says, I'm ready to give my signature and mobilize over 200 people to give theirs. Meshach, that is from Embakasi, he has given his email there. And so on. Go ahead, Jaffa, you know, and your words are inspiring, and so on. But also somebody says, okay, I'm interested in fighting the Jiga campaign, the Jiga call, the tribalism, pay bill number, please, and so forth. But somebody also says that you are fundraising, that you have been funding the war in Moyale.
What is his name?
The immediate conflict between Borana and Gabra communities. You are partial, political minded, and you want to use money to fund the next conflict in Marsabit and the Isiolo counties and spill over to Ethiopia.
Does he have a name?
This man is called Guyo from Marsabit.
Okay, it's good. First of all, I want to answer because the rest of the guys are people who agree with it.
Two people who just think that...
I'll deal with those two people. And I'll deal with the Elwak guy. He said, come back home, charity begins at home.
That you haven't worked there in Moyale.
Kenya is my home. Whether you're a Luya or you're Meru or you're... For me, I'm a nationally here. Everybody, this is my country.
Right.
I'll come home. with the whatever home you call. I live in Mombasa, but I will be in everywhere, so I'll work, expect me, I will come there. For Mr. Woche, Woche is a tribalism in Marsabit County. I know the guy.
Oh, you know him?
I want to address him.
Yes.
Woche is an activist who is totally somebody who is to be wiped out. Those kind of people should be wiped out of Kenya. These are people, when we were fighting with Marsabit County, him and a very few groups, they accused me. I took 300 million from European Union.
Yes.
And I think we did a speech on Saturday, and the Swiss ambassador was there, and we discussed about this in public, on KTN.
Yeah.
They accused us that we are fighting wars. And you remember what I always said on TV. He said, I don't work. I want to advise him, Mr. Woche, if you want me to work, because I only work 5% of my work in this country, the only way you can find out, come and work with me.
Yes.
Come and work with me.
Okay.
As I said, for the last 4 weeks, we fundraised 530,000 Kenya money, which we have the record for it.
Yes.
My office is open to public if you want to find out how we use the money.
Right.
And for the last 4 weeks in Nairobi, we've used millions, but we fundraised 530,000. We're already on deficit, what we are doing.
Right.
Good people give us credit so we can pay later on.
Well, if somebody wants to support your cause,
yes.
The pessimists always will oppose
what you do,
and those who think it's a great thing. What is your pay bill number?
And for Mr. Guyo,
give us your pay bill number. Let the public decide whether to support you.
986,700.
Again?
986,700. 986,700.
That's it. I mean,
and the account number is the same. We're going to because it will ask for account number. It's the same. The same pay bill number is the account number.
The same. The same.
For me, I auction my step 1 shilling a step.
Right.
Nairobi Moyale is 4.2 million steps. You can fund 10 bob. You can fund 20 bob. Whatever you can.
Right.
For those who want to know accountability of that money, you are allowed to come and ask at any time, bring your auditors and everything else.
Yes.
How we've used
question
the money.
How the money has been used.
How the money has been at any time.
That's
whatever
good.
money
That's
whatever money that will be left behind.
Don't belabor the point. That's good enough. I mean, those who don't agree with you may not agree with you.
It's okay.
You're doing something that the public is, may appreciate, agree with, or disagree with.
Yes.
There are many initiatives. The First Lady ran a very successful marathon. She got a lot of support. Haven't you gone out to tell the president, look, adopt me? And give me a push, because tribalism is a big issue. I mean, you said there's no sheep, but this is a big issue. Haven't you you said you tried to reach out to him?
No, the president, what I'll do, I think I was planning to walk to State House and knock the door, because I knock doors in this country.
Right.
So I want to see the president because I'm knocking the door.
And say support this cause.
And say support this cause.
I'm offering myself to
actually, what I've been trying to do, I've not really called the politician as such for a very long time. But when the time comes, we call them, because at this time, everybody is trying to, when you bring a politician, they will start reading
they associate you and brand you and pin levels.
Also the ambassadors, the Western ambassadors.
I saw some on Saturday when you launched
we had on Saturday we worked with the Deputy U.S. Ambassador to Muthaiga area. He escorted us to the edge of Kiambu County. We had Swiss Ambassador, Belgium. These embassies mainly represented. These are my friends.
Yeah.
And I also told them, don't give me any fund.
Yeah.
Let me ask Kenyans first. Let them give me 10 bob, because it's the problem of this country.
Yeah.
If everybody funds, always there is something behind it. There is something that somebody needs. People don't give you free money. For Kenyans to give me, those who have given me money, they want their country to change.
That's right.
And also it's open it's an open thing. Kenyans can come and change and say, this is not right, can we package it like this?
Yeah.
It's open to everybody.
I have to ask you a final question before we close this interview. Yes. I mean, there is already, of course, a very hot debate or discussion, almost conflict developing out of it, of the call for a dialogue, national dialogue, inclusivity. What is your take? Part of that agenda, of course, is going to be tribalism.
It's tribalism, of course.
Because when people talk about inclusivity, it's about discrimination.
Again, if the country lost directions, country becomes suspicious of everybody. I become suspicious of you, you become suspicious of me. It's become very difficult, even that dialogue, to work. I think the president, he's the president of this nation, and without it's not that we have a vacuum here. We have a president which everybody agrees.
Yes.
I will advise the president and the prime minister, the former prime minister, to stop this nonsense in the air. They are the leaders of this country. To sit down like the way we are sitting, not necessarily with the camera, and say, why can't we do A, B, C, D? This publicity contest should be stopped because the country is in crisis and we don't know where to lead next. They can have a cup of tea. It doesn't need to be publicized. It doesn't need to go to TV and everybody wants to see 1 million march and all this nonsense. Let the former prime minister himself and the president to sit down, have tea, and say this is good for our nation and this is bad for our nation.
Suppose they don't agree, because the fear, I guess, why they make it public is because somebody goes in there, and then when somebody does something, it's not what you agreed, and you come out and say that's not what you agreed.
But for me, unfortunately, they won't agree anyway.
You see?
You know why? It's the manner that, how are they popular? What is it you used to be the popular?
Or will they bring the politics in there, or the issues which need to be sorted?
Are you aware today,
yes,
on this TV, live TV, if I say Mandera belongs to Gari community, Wajir belongs to the Godia community, I'll be a hero. But it's a wrong thing to say. That is how people get popular. But it is a wrong thing to say, because Mandera belongs to every Kenyan. Wajir belongs to every Kenyan.
That's right.
But for me to get a lot of funding from Gari community today, I'll tell, Mandera is yours. Oh, Wajir, and I would say that it is wrong.
Okay.
We Kenyans, we must come together and don't even wait for the president. Please do a good thing for yourself so the country can change. The country is changed by its people, not one man.
Yeah, but it takes leadership to change the country.
Leadership. I said, president, you are the leader. Talk to the former prime minister. If you don't agree, we'll wait for 5 years to go, whatever.
So what is your final word on how do you fix tribalism in this country as we close the show?
Take responsibility, everybody. The tribalism doesn't give you food on your table. It does not. It has never given anyone. It will not give anybody. For your own sake, not anybody else's sake. For the generation to come, stop tribalism. Stop being tribal.
Okay. There you have it from Jaffa Isaac, who is carrying out or doing what is called the work of my life, walking across the country to fight tribalism, calling on you to stop tribalism. You can support his cause, or you can criticize it. But he has offered himself to do something. Thank you for watching.